Fani Willis is in some of the deepest doo-doo of her life. She did this to herself, of course. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug TenNapel. This is where the happy patriots are. Of course, you want to subscribe. Of course, you'll want to watch all the way through to help push this video out to everyone in the world and spread the word about just what Fani Willis is doing. Matt Gaetz is talking about, let's get the House Judiciary Committee to get an investigation going.
I am calling on the House Judiciary Committee to immediately hold hearings on the misuse of federal grants by Fani Willis. That whistleblower should be allowed to tell her story to the United States Congress. Fani Willis should have to answer for any misuse of federal grants for personal, lavish experiences. And if there are other funds commingled with those federal funds that allow Fani Willis to go hire her married boyfriend, give him $650,000, and enjoy trips as a consequence, we need answers. The House Judiciary Committee would be derelict in not bringing Fani Willis before us for a hearing following the release of this explosive whistleblower transcript and audio.
That's just the fallout from yesterday's whistleblower, Miss Timpson, who is blowing the lid off. Remember, she sat on those tapes for 2 years. She had to have her reputation destroyed by Fani Willis while she patiently waited. And then history caught up to her claims. And now Fani Willis, who believes this girl? I just like watching the headlines because here's MSNBC. Criminal prosecution of Trump in Georgia bogs down with attacks on Willis. So the slowness helps him. Here's Slate magazine. Fani Willis is in trouble. Remember, these are usually the liberals that are going after Trump. Now the headlines are telling you what's true. It's so bad for Fani Willis that even the liberals are going, oh man, we're screwed. This is a weird thing I found. Look at this. This is the American Airlines' fare. There's a G code, mysterious G code on American is a federal government plane ticket. The G code. Now let's look at this plane ticket for Royal Caribbean. And down there you'll see that's Fani Willis's ticket and Nathan Wade's ticket. They both have the G code. That's government flight payment for a trip to the Royal Caribbean, guys. That's going to show up in court and they're done. This is Atlanta Journal-Constitution, CBS News, The Washington Post. Fani Willis subpoenaed for hearing on misconduct allegations in Trump, Georgia case. They went from being investigated to now they're being subpoenaed. They'll be under oath. You can ask them, did you take a flight to the White House together? Here's Travis on Twitter, just in. Things appear to be getting worse for DA Fani Willis, as if that's possible. Oh yeah, it's possible. It's going to get even worse than this. Willis and her alleged lover, Nathan Wade, have been hit with subpoenas to testify in the Trump case. I thought Trump was supposed to be subpoenaed. What about the 18 subpoenaed witnesses in the RICO charges? Now Fani Willis gets subpoenaed. Also, they've been hit with lawsuits from attorneys representing Michael Roman and Judicial Watch. The lawsuits pertain to records requests that they set haven't been turned over, even though they're supposed to be publicly available. We're going to get into Fani Willis. We have video of her just completely indicting herself. It's going to get even better. Was her indictment of Trump politically motivated? Why did Willis and Wade both visit the White House? These are the things that we're going to shake out in these subpoenas. And this will end up being, Fani Willis will end up exposing Biden and Jack Smith's coordination with this whole thing. New York Post, DA Fani Willis, alleged lover Nathan Wade hit with subpoenas to testify in the Trump case. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis and her alleged lover and lead prosecutor of the Trump election fraud case in Georgia have been hit with subpoenas to testify in a court hearing later this month. According to a report, the lawyers for Donald Trump, co-defendant Michael Roman, are seeking to have criminal charges against their client thrown out. So this is one of those 18 people accused of with RICO counts in Georgia over alleged a clandestine affair between Willis and Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade, a claim which would be fleshed out at a February 15th hearing where Willis and Wade have been subpoenaed to testify, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution reported. Roman's lawyer Ashley Merchant filed the suit Tuesday against the DA's office, claiming it has been stonewalling on turning over information the lawyer sought via the Open Records Act in order to be ready for the hearing in 2 weeks. So they need this information to prep their case against Fani Willis, and she didn't turn over the documents. So they're not complying. She's supposed to be a lawyer, not complying with discovery. Quote, "It is disappointing to have the lawsuits to obtain access to records that the public is entitled to," Merchant told the AJC Wednesday. Quote, "We believe that transparency is vital to an open and responsible government. We hope that this case can be resolved quickly so that we can go get the public documents we are entitled to receive after Fani Willis claimed she was going to run a non-corrupt, transparent organization." Now, I ain't saying she a vote rigger.
Now, I ain't saying she a vote rigger.
But fatty only make Trump's lead bigger.
But fatty only make my lead bigger.
Here's Mays on Twitter. July 2020, candidate Fani Willis is running for DA. She is asked why people of Fulton County should choose her. Fani says because the sitting DA is corrupt and the people deserve someone who won't have sex with their employees. Wait, we have that on video? Yeah, we got it on video.
The district attorney's office in Fulton should be the beacon of the Southeast. It should be the absolute best office between Washington, D.C. and Miami.
Oh, it's the best office between Washington, D.C. and Fulton County, because she's been flying up there coordinating with the Biden administration.
And right now what you have is a office of dysfunction and corruption, and we deserve better. And I am the right choice to improve it.
Let's put the fox in charge of the hen house. I'm here to guard everybody.
Corruption, Ms. Willis, that's a strong word to level against the office that Paul Howard has run for nearly a quarter century. If he gets reelected, it'll be more than 25 years.
You have a DA sitting there that doesn't have the qualifications and the experience to do the job.
This is the previous DA, Howard. He's been there for 25 years, and she claims he doesn't have the experience to do the job. He probably didn't, because it's probably all corrupt. But she's using his corruption as an opportunity to come in and win this spot.
What I can guarantee you is with my reputation, with my community ties, I am going to be able to attract the best and the brightest minds to that office.
Like Miss Timpson, she was the best and brightest mind. What'd you do with her? You fired her.
Sitting with someone today that actually wants to make a difference, because they deserve a DA that won't have sex with his employees.
I think we all deserve that DA. Unfortunately, it's not you.
Because they deserve a DA that won't put money in their own pocket when it should go to benefit children, because we deserve better.
I hope she sees the irony in this clip. But wait, there's more. Only the young on Twitter. The irony of Fani Willis charging Trump under the RICO statute while she's running her own little mafia family. That's pretty rich. Here's Tom Fitton. Now, he's the head of Judicial Watch with those documents that they requested. Judicial Watch sues Fulton County after it fails to respond to a request under the law for Fani Willis scandal documents, all county public records as defined by OCGA 50, blah, blah, related to the hiring, appointment, procurement of professional services of Nathan Wade or his law firm as Fulton County special prosecutor. This includes any request for services, proposals, contracts, invoices, or correspondence, physical or electronic. They're going to subpoena, they're getting her emails and text messages related to his hiring, appointment, and procurement. Any applicable procurement policies and procedures related to Mr. Wade's hiring or appointment is what they're after. Now, see, Jack Smith gets Trump's DMs without telling him, goes to Twitter, which is illegal. And then here they're publicly trying to get Fani Willis's cover up, and she won't comply. Here's Newsweek. Donald Trump's Fani Willis case could be dismissed. Legal analyst. This is, in conclusion, guys, the good news. If it can be proven she violated the Constitution in the way of substitute due process claims, that she was fundamentally unfair in how she carried out her prosecutorial duties, that could result in a dismissal of the case, Holloway told Harris Faulkner on the Faulkner Focus. quote, it would be a question if she gets recused, then her whole office has to be recused. If she's got a conflict of interest, everybody who works for her has that same conflict of interest, Holloway said. So the prosecuting attorney's counsel here in Georgia or the attorney general's office may have to sort out who in the state, if anyone, wants this. Who wants this thing after this to pick it up? And it's just going to get dragged out way beyond the election. That is good news for Trump. I hope you'll subscribe and join our little community, because we were right, we are right, and we're going to be right all the way to Trump taking the White House. I'm Doug in Exile.